Welcome back, students. Let's continue The Gentleman of the Jungle Part 2. Let's begin. The following elders were appointed to sit in the commission. Mr. Rhinoceros. As you know, Rhinoceros represents the human capacity for violence. See the elders of the commission now here appointed. Let us see their behavior also. Mr. Buffalo. He represents bravery, strength, and energy. And third is Mr. Alligator. He is the symbol of status and power. And fourth, the Right Honorable Mr. Fox. Fox represents cunningness. He was to act as chairman. And fifth one is Mr. Leopard to act as secretary to the commission. Physically, he is represented as physically strength, confidence, power, beauty, intelligence, and independence. Now, the man who was initially happy at the fairness of the king was soon in a shock on as all the members of the commission were the animals and there was absolutely no representative from his side. But his protest was dismissed or silenced with the explanation saying that it was impossible since no one from his side was well educated enough to understand the intricacy of the jungle law. Intricacy means complications of the jungle law. The man was said that nothing to fear, for the members of the commission were the men of repute for their impartiality in justice. They were the gentlemen chosen by God to look after the interest of the race, less adequately endowed with teeth and claws. Here, less adequately endowed with teeth and claws means it refers to the men here. Okay, and they are there to look after the race. The animals are there to look after the men over here. And he says that he was further assured that they would investigate or means look into the matter with the greatest care and report impartially. So these were the reasons given for the man for his protest for not including any member as a man in the commission of inquiry. The man was so innocent, he came into their words again. And once again he was fooled by the name of law and education. But he had no other way. So in the same way, when he compared his man to people, African people, even they were less educated. They were fooled in the name of laws made by the Europeans to confiscate their lands. Even after his opposition, there were no members from his side. Even then, he had hope that he may get his hut back and impartial justice will be done. This man still had hope on the lion. So, because the hut belonged to him and he was sure that he will get his hut back. And when they spoke about the law and education and justice, so he thought when they are speaking about the justice, he will also get the justice. Now, let us see, students, the possession of the hut belongs to whom? Man or the elephant? The commission sat to take the evidence. Evidence means facts. Can you guess, students, who might be called first? Yes, the elephant, the right honorable elephant was called first. How must he come? How must he come? As a culprit with shyness or with proudness? Let us see here. He came along with a proudness, with a superior air, brushing his tusk with the saplings which Mrs. Elephant had provided, and in an authoritative means commanding style. Okay, he said, Gentlemen of the jungle, there is no need for me to waste your valuable time in relating a story which I am sure you all know. I have always regarded it as my duty to protect the interest of my friends, and this appears to have caused the misunderstanding between myself and the friend here. He invited me to save his hut from being blown away by a hurricane. as the hurricane had gained access owing to the unoccupied space in the hut. See what he's saying. He says that the man has invited him in the hut. Is it true, children? No. But see what is the evidence or the fact given by the elephant here. And he further said, I considered it necessary as my friend's own interest to turn the undeveloped space to a more economical use by sitting in it myself, a duty which any one of you would undoubtedly have performed with equal readiness in similar circumstances. Oh my God, do you think whatever reason were given to the elephant, are they true? No, isn't it? So he created his own story, which was not true at all. Man innocently was listening to him with the hope, waiting for his opportunity to say the truth and keep his word against the elephant, because the man never invited him to occupy the unoccupied space. Elephant itself came to him just to place his trunk in the hut. That, as we all know, isn't it? After hearing the Right Honorable Mr. Elephant's conclusive evidence, the commission called Mr. Hyena. Hyena is resembling the origin of the African carnivorous, and the other elders of the jungle, they all supported what Mr. Elephant had said. They called man, and man began to give his own account of dispute. When this man was called, he started saying his own account of dispute. What was the truth there? What was the fact on that day? He was narrating the story, what actually had taken place, but he was cut short. He was not allowed to speak. But actually, man was not given a single opportunity to speak, to keep up his word, as he was promised by the lion that he would be given plenty of opportunity. He was promised, the lion had promised him that he would be given plenty of opportunity to state his case. Man was worried to what would happen to his hut, whether he would get it or not. He slowly started losing hope now. Till before the commission of inquiry, he had a hope that they will give justice for him, and he had a faith on lion and the commission of inquiry. But now he slowly started losing hope. After enjoying a delicious meal at the expense of Right Honorable Mr. Elephant, what do you mean by this? They reached this verdict. That means at the expense of the Right Honorable Mr. Elephant. See, food was offered by the elephant here. Now they reached their verdict. Student, what does this mean? At the expense of the Right Honorable Mr. Elephant, it is not bribery. Elephant, at his expense, he fed them a delicious meal. This shows how corrupt this member of Commission of Enquiry were. Elephant bribed them. They called the innocent man and declared that in their opinion, now see, listen carefully, they are declaring the what the case now. In their opinion, this dispute has arisen through a regrettable misunderstanding. See what they said. Regrettable misunderstanding due to the backwardness of his ideas. Whose backwardness of ideas they are mentioning here? The man's backwardness of ideas. They are blaming the man for his backwardness and illiteracy. On the contrary, they praised Mr. Elephant, that he has fulfilled his sacred duty of protecting his interest. It means because of man's interest, because of the man called him, he occupied the unoccupied space for the man's betterment. He put the space into most economic use, and they gave him reason that he has not yet reached the stage of expansion. He was not able to fill it. So they arranged a compromise to suit both parties. That means they want to say man that he has not reached the stage of expansion, and the hut is too large for the man. And so they said him that he was not able to fill it, so they arranged a compromise to suit the both parties. Now let us see what is the compromise. They gave the verdict that Mr. Elephant should continue his occupation in his hut. That means finally the hut is given to Mr. Elephant. Why? As they had promised him to look after, and why they gave him the hut? Because the hut was large and man did not occupy the complete space. So they said that the elephant will occupy the hut properly. Economically, he will use it, and they promised him to look for a site where he can build another hut and more suited for his needs. So they said man to build another hut which will suit for his need, and they also promised that he will be well protected. As the man had feared, the elephant succeeded at winning. The man lost his hut. The elephant succeeded at winning the case by deposing before the court the false ideas. The elephant won here only because he had given the false ideas. The elephant's act is considered as the act of kindness, and the man is ordered to build another hut at another place. The man had no alternative, and fearing that his refusal might expose him to the teeth and claws of the members of commission, he did as they suggested him. He built another hut as there was no alternative, as he was afraid that the powerful animals of the commission would be cruel to him. However, the tale of woe of the man doesn't end with the elephant. No sooner he built the another hut, Mr. Rhinoceros charged with his horn lowered and ordered the man to quit his hut. A royal commission was again appointed to look into the matter, and unfortune befalls on him. The same finding was given, the same verdict awaits the man. His lot is no better even after that, because all the huts he built are served by other members on the commission. Here, Mr. Buffalo, Mr. Leopard, and Mr. Hyena and the rest were all accommodated with the new huts. Then the man decided he must opt an effective method of protection. Since commission of enquiry did not seem to be of any use to him, he sat down and he thought, there is nothing that treads on the earth that cannot be trapped. And he said, in the other words, you can fool people for a time, but not forever. After being repeatedly being pushed out of his own hut, hence he decided to make them taste their own medicine. Finally, one morning, when the huts already occupied by the jungle lords were all beginning to decay and fall to pieces, man thought of a plan. He went on and built a bigger and better hut a little distance away, a hut big enough to accommodate all the animals. Here, Mr. Rhinoceros came rushing in the hut, but Mr. Elephant was already inside, sound asleep. Now, as I said, the man built a bigger hut, and he was knowing that all the animals will accommodate there. So, Mr. Rhinoceros came there rushing. But who was there before? Mr. Elephant was already inside there. He was sound asleep. Mr. Buffalo entered from the one door, while Mr. Hyena howled. Howled means shouted from a place in the shade, for a place in the shade. And Mr. Alligator basked on the roof. They all began disputing about the rights of penetration. For disputing, other came for that their disputing, then came to fighting. Then first the dispute came to fighting, and while they were all embroiled together, the man made use of this opportunity. He set the hut on fire and burnt it to the ground. The jungle lords, including lion and all, everybody were burnt, and then he went home happily, saying, "Peace is costly, but it's worth the expense." And he lived happily ever after. When the man couldn't achieve by using muscle power, he achieves by using brain power. Thus, the man gets justice by taking law into his own hands. Here, he burned all the animals. He burned the hut, and all the animals were inside the hut, and they were busy fighting. He set her hut to fire, and all the animals were burned, and this man got relief. He at last got justice, and by taking law into his own hands. Although traditionally the act of the man seems to be clever, but immorally we cannot be harsh upon him in our judgment. He acts as he does simply because he has no other way to get justice. Though the animals fooled the man many times, considering him as very weak and the tolerance as a weakness. He thought him as a his kindness was thought as weakness, and his tolerance also as weakness. The man outsmarted them eventually. Students, I hope you understood this story. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Stay home, stay safe. Student, this is the only platform for us to get connected to each other. I hope you understand the situation and take maximum benefit of this. Thank you. Have a nice day.